Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Maria from Under the Night Moon. Happy Sunday to all of you. Today we are going to do a craft with me that is so fun and so exciting. It's also kind of like a little workshop because hopefully if this goes well and you all like it, I'll extend it and try to do more of these. Because I had so much fun. So let me tell you what this is. This is little bundle inspiration packs that I have in my Etsy shop for everything you need to complete this really beautiful, sparkling, ethereal gift tag, which is sort of like a gift in itself. I always love the idea of pairing up tags like this with a candle. For just like a quick gift or a get well with a card would be so sweet. And this whole entire project was inspired by Debrina over at the PixieDustFiles, who allowed me to use her absolutely gorgeous printable collection of the fairy dolls, the fairy paper dolls. And with this kit came these gorgeous butterflies and these totally adorable little fairy girls. And I will make a junk journal or a journal using the paper dolls that come in this kit, but I wanted to make our kit, our first kit here, our first little workshop here, just a little more simple, and I thought a tag was perfect. And so this is the page that you actually get from the kit, and that will be linked down below for you to go check out. But I decided to just focus in on one of the beautiful butterflies. And so I have made several tags just as prototypes, playing around with the colors. And I think I might just lift this a little so you can see everything a little bit better. Sorry if that was, I made you dizzy. But I had so much fun building these. But this is the tag that I came up with for the finale. It's ethereal, it's very layered. We've got all kinds of tools and textures and textiles. We've got sparkly bits. Look at these banners. Debrina made these just for this kit, just for me. I absolutely love them. And I'm going to show you everything that comes in this kit. And so this is what it looks like. Look, she also made these gorgeous little bag toppers, which I am absolutely over the moon over. Debrina, if you're watching, I just have to send you just a million trillion thank yous because I just love everything that you create, and your help with me has been just hands down just one of the nicest, most gracious things. I just don't have enough thank yous for you, girl. Especially just the papers in it of themselves. But anyway, okay, so let me show you what comes in these. Now these are already up in my Etsy shop. I think I made 10 of them, and so that's all I have because of the supplies. But like I said, if you enjoy this and you want more, I will 100% do more of these because I just had so much fun. I do get asked quite a bit for more craft with me's, and just recently I did receive a really beautiful message wanting to learn more from me. Thank you so much. You know who you are that wrote that, but yeah, so I'm trying, and I thought, again, this was just a fun little package. Okay, so in the pack, or in the little bundle here, the first thing you get is the butterfly and her banners. And like I said, she made these just for this kit, just for me. I absolutely love the wording. It's butterfly wishes, wings of hope. Wouldn't that be so beautiful as just a get well, or someone who just had a terrible day, you could send them a little something, right? Magical dreams, maybe someone that just graduated, or butterfly dreams for just someone who's a dreamer, kind of like me. So those are the banners, and it's so fun because you get to choose which one that suits your need for this gift tag. And then you've got a few left over in case you learned how to do something in this video today, which I hope. Then you can just go make some more. You could download this kit and have fun with all the butterflies, or maybe something else. I always say, if you have not been to the PixieDustFiles, you must go and take your time and look through her digitals. They are packed full of the most gorgeous images. I tell you, it's an endless sea of inspiration over there. And you can certainly go through my videos and see how many things I've made using her papers, and I haven't even like scratched the surface, literally. So okay, so you get the butterfly, the banners, and then in the doily are the textiles. You're going to get what, I feel like I'm missing something. No, okay, so you're going to get the layers of our tulle. Oh yeah, I am. See? I have done this video probably 8 times. Okay, you get this gorgeous layered embroidery, this really fun sparkly netting, a gorgeous piece of vintage pink lace, this really fun sparkly daisy tulle with gold dots, a gorgeous piece of vintage linen that's just beautifully frayed. It's so perfect. And then you get the 3x5 tag that I've hand stamped with the worn lipstick oxide, and then a backing cardstock so you can write your message, plus it'll add a little strength to the tag. And then, so that comes in the doily, all your textiles and things. And then you get on the back here your finishing touches, and I have received many requests on the finishing of my work, like adding all the stuff. So if that has been something that you've wanted to learn or watch, this video is for you, because we're going to add all the finishing touches, and I'll just show you because she's a sparkler. Yes. And I also wanted to make today's project, you know, relatively simple. I didn't want it to be super complicated, but like I said, more will come. If you leave me comments in the comment section, you have to let me know. Otherwise, I'll probably just keep making books. But anyway, so this is the finishing touches. Everything you need is in here for the sparklies, all your little bits. Okay, so I'm going to put that aside. And because I've done this video so many times already, the first thing I want to tell you is to get a little dish, and these are leftovers from the last one. I've made 8 of these. So open up the finishing touches, right? Open up this and put all the little pieces in a little dish. It's super helpful. You know where they are. They won't get lost or get hung up on the lace. So you want to make sure you do that first. And then you need a hole reinforcer, which I used all of the ones that come with the kit are black and white polka dot. You can see there, but I used all that, so I had to do a white one. But anyway, so you want to get all those little pieces in there. And then basically what we're going to do is learn how to fussy cut. We're going to talk about adhesives. I'm going to show you how to do a fishtail banner, and then just the layering of textiles, which is one of my favorite things to do, and then some adhesives. So I like to use hot glue pretty much for everything, but there are some times when I will go to a tacky glue or my Fabri-Tac, which at the moment is missing in action, but I will find it. But basically what you want to do is have an adhesive that's going to really tack down your butterfly, because, and I recommend hot glue for this, you're going to be going through all of your layers. Now you're going to glue down each layer, but you really want your butterfly to stay on top. See, I can hold this whole tag. So you really want to make sure that that is attached really well. So I like the Aleene's or the hot glue. Fabri-Tac will work also. And I don't know where the heck, it's always right here, but isn't it just always one thing will be missing? Okay, that's okay. Anyway, so that's the first thing we're going to start with is the hole reinforcer. And that's because we want to make sure that this is dry all the way before we thread our fibers through. And when I work with butterflies, a lot of the times I will use a lot of tulle and thinner nettings. I love the fibers with butterflies as well. It's always so ethereal. And so we have quite a few of them here. So we really want to make sure that's glued down really well as well. And normally I would probably use the Fabri-Tac, but since I don't know where it is right now, we'll just use Aleene's, because I grew up using this glue. This is an amazing glue. We did, gosh, all the doll making, so my parents had a doll company called Francesca Dolls. In case you don't know, of course you can read my bio on my Etsy page, but they were the creators of the Francesca Dolls in the 80s. I grew up using this glue for everything, and it was a family company, so all of us made different things for the dolls. I did just about everything you can think of. And so mainly we used this glue for adhering the cloth around the arms, because the arms moved. And I did quite a lot of those. Okay, so we're just going to glue down the whole reinforcer, give that a gentle tap, and always take your time. Make sure you've got everything going the right way. It's face up. And then the second thing you're going to need, obviously you're going to need the adhesive, and then you're going to need scissors for fussy cutting. And in the kit you get this gorgeous butterfly, and we're going to fussy cut around. And if you're comfortable fussy cutting and you want to go around the little antlers here, I never have very good luck with that, and I know for today's video I'm not going to attempt to try to go around those and then glue them down. So I might have to just do a little you know, cutting around those. But if you want them, take your time. It can be done. I have done them before, but I don't know on camera today if I'm going to give it a try. But by all means, you can try, yeah. Or maybe you can use something else if you really want to have them. You can think creatively. But for me, I'm just going to take my time and go around this absolutely gorgeous butterfly. It almost looks like it's made out of paper. Her digitals are so absolutely gorgeous. The colors that she uses, the layering. You really have to take your time and look at the beauty of all the layering that she does and the colors. For me, it's a combination of those two things that inspire me about her papers. Is just the subject matter and the colors. I could just print and print her papers all day long. Okay, so you can see here we're just taking our time, and I'll just quickly say these Tim Holtz scissors, they're the medium ones, are hands down my favorite fussy cutting scissors. I don't know how he made these, but there's like a little grid, kind of like a serrated knife, but it's really fine, and it really grips the paper while you're cutting, and for me that really helps hold the scissors in place. So I hate to tell you to go buy new things. Maybe you have a great pair of scissors that you love, but if you don't, and you're looking into wanting a pair or getting a pair and you don't know which ones, I have to tell you, I highly recommend the Tim Holtz brand here. And I actually have he has 3 scissors, a small, a medium, and a large, and I work with all 3. And the large ones are the same. They have that I don't know what it's called, but I love it. It just makes cutting so easy, especially on your hands. So there, ta-da, we have our first butterfly fussy cut. And look how beautiful and ethereal it already is, and we haven't even done anything yet. Okay, so we're going to put her to the side, or him, and then we're going to choose what we want our tag to say, if it's a gift or who you're, you know, like what do you want your tag to say. And I have to tell you, I've used, I think, all 4 of them, but I'll show you. We've got Butterfly Dreams, and I put that one down here on the bottom, which I really like. I think this was the first one that I made when I did Wings of Hope. I just thought that was so beautiful. And I love the dimension up here, right? That could be really fun. What else did I do? I made one without, right, which you certainly can do. And then I did Butterfly Wishes here. Again, I put it up top here. I think at one point, and I can show you on this one here, I thought it might be fun. I have this cut out from one of the other videos. I thought it might be fun to kind of do a sideways as well. So take your time and really think about it. The fun thing is you get to choose which way you want to do it. Today we're just making this exact tag. So we're going to go across the bottom. We're going to use Butterfly Dreams. And what I love about these banners that she made for us is she gave us extra room on the end here to do the little fishtail. And let me show you that real quick again. Where'd it go? I just had it. They call this a fishtail, like in the scrapbooking. It might have another name, but it's really easy and fun to do. And I'm going to show you a little trick. You might know it already, but if you don't, I can show you that today. All we're going to do is, again, fussy cut. We're just going to take our time cutting along the side here. And I like to always make sure I don't have to rush anywhere when I'm crafting, because you don't want to rush paper crafting, I don't think. You want to have, you know, you want to make a cup of tea and take your time. You could use a paper trimmer for this, but I like the hand cutting edges as well because it's handmade. You know, it doesn't have to always be perfect, especially if it's a gift, you know. Okay, so to get our fishtail, I'm going to put it on here so you can see. What we're going to do is try to find the center. We're just going to eyeball. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. And you can see on here, mine isn't perfect. But it doesn't have to be, right? Like I said, it's handmade. And what we're going to do, I hope you can see, we're just going to put a notch in the center about 1/4 of an inch. And we're just going to do a little chop, like so. See that? Just a little snip. Might be easier if I flip it this way. Then we're going to take our scissors in the corner to the tip on one side. Probably already figured this out by now. We're just going to do another little snip. And then on this side. And you're just going to take your time. Be careful. Make sure your fingers are out of the way. And a little snip, like so. Isn't that easy? It's much easier than trying to go up and then down, because when you do that, the middle section always comes out wonky, and that drives me crazy. I do like to see where I'm cutting the first snip, though. I want to make sure it's in the middle with the letters. I just give it a little snip. Like I said, just 1/4 of an inch maybe, or an 1/8. And then corner to the tip. And once you've got that cut, I guess you can turn it over so that you can see. And then you're going to just give it a little snip, and ta-da, that's it, we're done. So that's our little fishtail class. Now if you have inks at home, you can ink these up. I didn't for these, and I don't really think you need it, but if you want to, you certainly can. We're just going to put those to the side. We're going to put this with our butterfly. Then we're going to open up the doily, and we're going to get all the textiles that we need out. And these are all the ones that come. Let's see, there's the linen, 2, 3, you've got 5 layers of textiles here. And then you have this gorgeous doily that you can wrap the tag up and gift to a friend, or maybe write a little note in there and use it like a card and give this with a candle. What a lovely gift. So that's just recycling at its best. Or, you know, just being able to use everything. Okay, and so what we're going to do, I'm going to show you exactly how I layered in this tag here, but you can layer them however you like. Don't, you know, if you want to create this exactly, you can, but you can have freedom. Why not? You can have fun. And just, you know, don't glue anything down until you're 100% sure. That's my, you know, as soon as I know I love it, I glue it. I don't spend a lot of time with my work, like, you know, fidgeting around. I definitely just, once I know I love it, I glue it. And so you can play and have fun. But for this tag, the very first thing I glued down was the dark pink. And that was to sort of give a darker color underneath the butterfly so she stands out more. If we put it down here, and we had all of our stuff here and the butterfly up here, they would kind of compete a little bit. So because we have the dark underneath the butterfly, she jumps out much more. And so I'm going to just run a bead of glue right along the center here. I'm not putting glue all over the flower, or all over the fabric. I'm just doing one bead to hold it in place. And I think for an ethereal sort of tag like this, you don't want glue everywhere. You sort of want your layers to be light and fluffy. And I'm going to show you today how to glue down tools and do the layering with laces without it looking really gluey and, you know, heavy. We want it to be light and ethereal. So that was the first layer I did. And then the second layer was this really fun white daisy. And if you look closely, the daisies have little gold centers. And so with this one, you want to make sure that you have it going the right side up. And the best way to do that is to look at both. And then you can tell right away, one is more matte and then and light and not as bright. And so when you're working with laces, for me anyway, I'm always just making sure, gosh, did I get that the right way? Let me just double check, make sure. Okay, no, oops. Okay, scratch that. That's number 3. This one goes next. Sorry. Like I said, this is my 8th time doing this. You'd think I'd have it perfect. Okay, so again, this one is next. This really beautiful, and this is sort of a vintage lace. It's very hard to find these laces nowadays. You can find them, but they're not nearly as thick or as well made. Okay, so we're just going to put this next layer down. You can see it's right there, and I love how you can look under there and see all the different layers. And so when I have this really intricate type of lace, now Fabri-Tac will work really well here because it's not obviously burning hot. If you're comfortable with hot glue, I would suggest using hot glue, but Fabri-Tac will work just as well. But what I like to do is just find like a flower or something to put the glue. I don't ever put glue where the netting is because that's the easiest way to make your project look sloppy. And so I just put a few dots on one flower, center it up. What I love about lace is you just can't mess it up. Just gives you that beautiful light look with very little work. And so once you've got the first one down and it's in place where you like it, then you can kind of go back in and just glue down maybe a few more. You don't have to glue them all down. Like, we want this to be light and fluffy, right? Just do like a balance, maybe some on the sides, the center, and maybe a few on the bottom. So this one, there's these I didn't do because, again, we want to be able to see. Maybe I'll do this little leaf right here because I like it to look light and fluffy. Maybe we'll just do like the half a flower there, like so. And then just a very delicate hand here, just press it down lightly. Okay. And then the next layer is our daisy. And This is a little bit longer than the tag. I'm pretty sure in all the bags it's a little bit longer. I like sometimes having things hang off the bottom, but we'll see when we're done. We might just give this a little trim. But again, we're gonna just make sure we have the right side going up, which I do, and then we're just gonna pick a few flowers here to glue down. I know I want one right up here glued down to hold it in place. Little dot, make sure it's straight, taking our time. My niece here in Michigan has 8 gorgeous little kids and just a beautiful family. And yesterday I went over to their house. Oh, and they range in age from 16 to maybe almost 2, the little one. And I went over there yesterday with just a whole heap of supplies, and we made little Mother's Day things with our laces, and I was showing them how to layer, and it was so, we had so much fun. Boy, did we make a mess, but it was so much fun. So, yeah. Okay, so there's our third layer. And then in the kit comes this gorgeous embroidered tool, and it's got the scallop edge that I love, this beautiful pink, these really pretty leaves. But again, always make sure like you've got the right side going up, because some of these laces, it's really hard. So I can see here the ending of the threads, so I know that this is the front, plus it's a little bit brighter. And we have the scallop edge going along the bottom here, but if you want to put it on this side, you totally can. The other thing we want to make sure is the placement of the rose. So if we put this down right here, we're not going to see it at all. I don't mind covering some stuff up, but this is sort of like, you know, one of the prettiest parts of the whole tag. So we want to make sure that when we put our butterfly down, we're making sure this is nice and straight, that we see the beautiful embroidered rose. And this is like a little scrap piece. The ones you get in the kit are much bigger. They're this size, so you'll have more to work with. Like I said, this is my 8th video and I'm running out of this lace. But you get the idea. So what we want to do is just sort of, you know, eyeball where we would like it to go. And I think right about there is good. Might bring it down just a little bit. And because we have extra down here, we can, you know, maybe put it somewhere else if we need to. You won't need to because you'll have more of this, but yeah, I like that. Or we can just put it on this side because it's a little bit shorter than what you get in the kit. Maybe we'll do that. Okay, so once I know I like where this is going, I'm going to glue this down. And all I'm going to glue is that beautiful rose, because that's the focal point. If we started with the edge, we might not have remembered where we had it, where we liked it. Of course, you can leave your butterfly there as a guide, but we want to make sure we get that down. Then you can kind of go in, maybe there's a little loose leaf like there. You can put a little tiny dot of glue. If it's Fabri-Tac, you want to hold it down for a second. Same with the tacky glue. The only glue I wouldn't use for this project is a glue stick, because I just don't know if that would hold the layers. It might. It might. I don't know. I can't recommend that though, because I don't know. Now when it comes to the scallop edge, you can see here I didn't glue any of it down until we got to the banner, and we might just do that, do the same. But you can see so far I didn't use any more glue on this tag, and it really has that light touch. So I think we're done in terms of gluing this one down, right? We did a leaf here and here, and because of the banner going here, I don't think we need any more glue. Okay, so the last piece of netting and tool that you receive is this really fun sparkle tool. And what I love about this is it's kind of there, but not really. Like you can just see it under the butterfly. And I love that. Sometimes in my work, I will cut this in half. Let me see if I have another piece here so I can show you. Oh, it's okay. You know what? I'll just show you with this one. I will cut things in half. I'll show you why. Sometimes you'll get, so if the butterfly is going here, right, you can put a little of the star under one. And what I love is you can still see that gorgeous rose. And you can put a little of it under here. And I did that in one of the videos. I don't remember which one. Oh, it's this one here. I have the star down here at the bottom. Yeah, down here as well. So that's up to you. Or you can put both pieces here and here. Maybe we'll do that because that's the way, that's what we did for this tag, is we put them here and here. But if you wanted to do the top and the bottom, so really if you want to see more of the stars, you know, you can kind of, it's like a stretcher. You see, you can stretch your fabric. Sometimes I'll do that with an antique lace. That way I'm not covering up so much of it because I only have a little bit of it. Okay, and then the same thing, we're just going to pick one of the stars here. This is the biggest one, so I'm going to choose that one. And I'm just going to very lightly tack it down. And maybe one of these little ones here. And that's really all you need. Give it a good little press, because we've got our 3 layers, 4 layers we're going through. And always double check, you know, you don't want it falling apart on them, but if you do it the way I'm showing you, you'll have plenty of adhesive to where it's not going to look messy and it's not going to fall apart. And we're going to double check that in a second. So that's all we need for this. And then the way to double check it is just to pick it up, give it a little fluff, you know, move it around. If the whole thing comes flying over, well then you know you need a little more adhesive. So here is where we're going to use our banner to hold that down. So I'm not going to glue that, but that's what it'll look like, right? You see the whole thing will fly up. That's how you know you don't have enough adhesive on one of your areas. But because we're going to be using this, we're going to double check it after we put that down, because we might need a little more glue up there, right? Okay, so now it's time for the butterfly, and because of the video, I wanted the background to be white so you could really see, because this is such an ethereal project, but it's always really good to work on a surface like this so that you can keep your tag nice and straight, and I use this all the time. This is sort of one of those things that's just, it's a must. If, you know, just because keeping things straight can be really difficult once you start layering things. And with this project, it's important, but because it's so ethereal, I think we're good, like, because we have this to guide. But if you really like symmetry and all of that, I would highly recommend working on a surface like this. But for video purposes, we had to keep it pretty. Okay, so now we're almost done. Now we're gonna put the butterfly on. And like I said, we can pretty much eyeball. And there's a very specific way I like to attach these. I don't ever glue my butterflies down all the way. Now you could if you wanted to, absolutely. But I'm going to show you how I like to do it so that it's really sturdy, but yet it still stays light and fluffy. And I do, and it's sort of like the letter H. And so I do a good amount of glue. Any of the 3 glues will work. I like hot glue because it dries really fast. If you use the Fabri-Tac or the Aleene's, you want to hold it down for, I would say, like a good, you know, half a minute. Okay, so I draw a letter H. You see that? I do a good amount on each side of the wings, and then I'll go through the center. Sometimes I'll get the little tail end, but I will go back in once I secure it down. And then I place it where I want it, holding the wings like I am. And as soon as I like it, I press the center. And it is hot. Of course, you can use these little silicone. Sometimes I will. I'm gonna just double check before it dries and make sure it's straight. And if it's not, you can still kind of redo it again if you had to. These glues are pretty forgiving. Even hot glue, you can probably... now I printed on a very good solid cardstock for you. I think this is Nina's cardstock. I don't know the weight. I think it's 60 or 80. Nina Bright White is what I print on. So there we go. And so by doing the H shape, right? The H shape, it gives our wings like this little ethereal kind of, like she's flying right off the tag. And it's very, very sturdy. Making sure we really pressed that center down. And double check. Again, if you used the Aline, right? Double check. Give it a little tug and make sure those fabrics aren't going anywhere. And they are not. Isn't that pretty? I just love the colors of this kit, are just absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so that takes care of the textile pack. Now we're going to open up the finishing touches, and I think if you followed, you already did. You have them all in your little cup. And what I didn't put in the little cup was the extra trims. So in here you get all the little sparkly bits. Then you get the 2 laces for the bottom, which are here and here. You get a double because I love the double. You get a piece of a really gorgeous brocade. Oh, excuse me. If you follow my work, you know I love to have a little sparkle in my work, and so we had to do a little bit of that. And you know, it was really fun going through my studio and finding things that I wanted to share and make this project with you. And a little piece of this brocade, I got this years ago. It's so fun to send this out. I just have to tell you. And then you're gonna get your fibers, okay? Right? Isn't that everything? We got our sparklies, our lace, our fibers. We did that. Yes. Okay. So now what we're going to do is attach the laces. And because we have this overhang, I think I'm gonna cut this off. And you might have to. Like I said, I gave you extra in the kit. And that's it. I'm going to leave this here because I like it a little uneven. I like that kind of messy, sloppy kind of look. Sloppy, but not pretty, but not sloppy. Okay, and then when I do the laces on the edge of my work, and a lot of my work I use laces like this. Sometimes I will put it on the front here, and then other times I will put it on the back. Because these tags are hand stamped with the beautiful script pattern in the pink, I don't really want to cover that. So I chose to do the laces on the back. And because we have the finishing card, it looks nice and finished. Okay, and so I did the white one first and then the pink one. Now if you want to switch those, you can. Like I said, this is your show. You can, and you don't need a lot of this. You're just going to run a little bead right on the very bottom and gently press it in, hold it down, and we're just putting a little something on the bottom. Isn't that so just delicate and pretty? And then we're gonna kind of match up the pink, and sometimes I'll eyeball this first and put it where I like it. I do like the pink being a little longer than the white. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball, make sure it's, you know, balanced there. And as soon as I like it like that, I hold it and flip it over and then grab it with my other hand, and then I will run the glue on. And sometimes this and I'll do half, you know, once glue half down and then glue the other half down. I won't try to do the whole piece because I don't want to let go of where I liked it. Sometimes this can be trickier than you think, and if you don't get it right, you'll have to pull it off and do it again, and that, I always find that annoying. Can't say it doesn't happen, but I try not to. I just take a minute, look, make sure it's where I like it. And then this just caught on my glue finger, so I'm just gonna trim away any threads and things like so. So there we have our laces. And then I think we're going to do the banner, because I sort of want to make sure I've got enough glue everywhere before I start doing our gems. And so for me, it's about 1 inch from the bottom, but eyeball it and see where your rose ends up. Maybe you want it up here. Maybe you want it all the way down here at the bottom so that more of the script can show through. This is up to you. It's completely up to you. I'm going to just do exactly what I have there, and I'll show you how easy this is. Again, we're not gluing the whole thing down. We're just going to give this really fun, and this is very sturdy. If you're going to give this as a gift, you'll be very surprised. This will stay just the way it is if you wrap it lightly with tissue paper. It'll stay just the way it is. And the way to do that is you're just going to put glue right where our fishtails are. And then we're going to just hold it down. So let's do that. Like I said, about 1 inch up. Again, you can measure if you want. Let's just see if it's 1 inch. See how good my measuring is. Oh yeah, look at that. It's exactly 1 inch. Or you can just eyeball it. I'm just going to eyeball it here. But I am going to make sure my tag is nice and straight. Always make sure, always take a minute, make sure your things are going the right way. You get caught up in the creating, and a little mess up like that could just drive you crazy. So now I'm going to put glue where the B is on the back side and where the M and the S is. Now you don't want a lot of glue here because you don't want it oozing up and over. So just do a dot. You can always go back and add more. So you see here, I'm just doing a very tiny bit. And we're going to hold it down. We're going to lift the center and push down. Lift the center and push. And you can put your finger under there. If you didn't get a nice curve, go ahead and just give it a little curve. You know, it's paper, you can move it like so. Isn't that cute? Yay! Okay, now we're almost at the fun part. But let's just make sure we've got enough glue on all of our stuff. Making sure the banner is holding down that part there. Check and see if, you know, this star flying around bothers you. You could glue that down. I don't mind it. I'm going to leave it. This part bothers me a little bit, so I'm going to put a little tiny bit of glue right underneath here. And that is where my finger got caught on it. So I don't want it to get caught on, you know, if I'm giving this to someone, I don't want it to get caught on something, and, you know, always just go with your gut. And there, so cute, so fun. Okay, now it's time for our gems. And believe it or not, the gems are not hard at all. All of these glues will work. Sometimes I do like to use the Fabri-Tac because they're so small and itty bitty, and I don't want my little chubby Italian fingers to get burnt, but it looks like they are gonna get burnt today. Or I could use Aleene's. Let's use Aleene's. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is you get this really pretty pearl, and I didn't cut them because you know, this is for you to craft, so I want you to have fun. So you're gonna cut those, all 3 of them, and you're gonna just eyeball where you would like, give your little butterfly a zhuzh. And then you're just going to balance. So I have one here, and one here. I kind of like the symmetry of that, or the, like, chefs always do things in 3s or 5s in the food industry, which is where I did a lot of my work. So I think I'm going to just stay with that theory, but it's really, you know, I want you to have fun. And I think I'm going to use hot glue on these bigger ones here. So I think that theory kind of stayed with me, you know, doing things in 3s or 5s, like, but, you know, if you could do one here on the edge, you know, that you can have fun with this. Always play around first before you glue them down. I have so many versions of this tag, and you can see here, but all of them have the same 3 and 3, because for me that's just what balance is. Okay, now we're gonna just start our, I think I'm just gonna use hot glue, but always give them a little push if you're using the Aleene's or Fabri-Tac. Always giving our little butterfly a little zhuzh. These are glued down. Okay, and then we have for the center of the butterflies, I chose these really sparkly ones, and oops, can you see? I did that just in case you didn't have like the stickles or glitter, and they're really sparkly. So I'm just gonna put a little tiny, which is a little tricky with hot glue, and just 3 right in a row. This part you can't mess up. Now, if you have little tweezers, you might want them for this part. My poor little hands. Yeah, it's not that hard. Well, that one didn't get any glue. If my chubby Italian hands can do it, I promise this is not hard. But you can use the tweezers. If I have them, they're here. I just, sometimes my hands, you know, they say your hands are the best tools. Anyway, look how pretty. These are my favorite sparklers. And then we have these really pretty pink gems, just to bring out the pink, right? And I have one here, one here. Again, it's just that balance. And for these, I think I'll put the glue down first and then put the piece. And you can tell when your tag is in front of you where the balance will be for you if you want to do something a little different. Wow, so look, we're almost done. Again, please let me know in the comments if you want to do more of these. I was thinking of doing a Blessed Mother collection. Wouldn't that be fun to build Mary tags with all of you? Yes. Okay, and then is time for our beautiful brocade. And I just put it right down here on the bottom, just like a little balance. If your threads are coming, you can give it a little snip. I do recommend the pinking shears for this, and all of the pieces in the kit are cut with the pinking shears. Because this is my 8th time doing this video, I had to cut more pieces of this. Both sides work with this brocade, but you can tell pretty quickly once you see the pattern of the fabric which side is which. But if you don't get it, it is fine, trust me. These are such beautiful fabrics, either side works. And I just put a bead of glue, I fold it in half like so. Now I do have the tiny attacher which adds a little something something, but you don't need to do this part because you just glued it. I like to add a little, and even you can even use the big stapler. I use this big guy here for all of my projects, so either one works. And we're just gonna glue that down. So fun, so pretty, and voila, our tag is just about finished. At least the hard parts anyway. Isn't that pretty? What a fun, beautiful gift. Debrina, I love these images so much. Okay, so now we're gonna add the fibers. And let me show you what you get in the kit. Let me just double check our little package here. You get this really fun eyelash trim with little, it's pink with little black dots. You get this really fun loopity loop. Hope you can see these. You get a sparkly eyelash here. There's one that's missing in here. Let me open this up so you can see, because I've done this one so many times. I'll show you which one's missing. It's this white one here. Oh wait, two are missing. Yeah, let me open this up so you can see. This was just what I had on hand. 8 times I've done this. I did this video so many times yesterday and it just kept coming out wrong. And I really wanted to make sure that I had this just right, you know. I just want to make sure that, you know, if I'm doing a craft with me, that it's a good one, that you can, you know, you could make the thing and then obviously I make sense, and then, you know, it can sometimes be nerve-wracking. Anyway, so there we go. You can see all of, there's the polka dot, the loop-de-loop, the white, and then I gave you this, it's like velour, velvety white, and then this beautiful, it's really satiny and just gorgeous, and they're all really light and ethereal. And so what I like to, you could do it 2 ways. You could run all of them through and then tie a knot. What I did was I separated and found the center, right, like so, and then I just carefully pushed them through. This is again why we had the hole enforcer in the very beginning, because you really want to make sure that's glued. You're going to pull them all through. You could do it in, you know, you could do 2 and 2 and 2. I just pushed them all through because we have our backing card that's gonna cover. So you just pull them through, and then you're gonna, once you get them through, you're gonna find the center again on the other side. And again, we're just taking our time, making sure there's our polka dot, there's our, oh, I forgot to show you this curly pink one, right? We're gonna make sure, so we find the center. So you're gonna pull them through, making sure you've got the center. And then you're gonna open it up, grab all of these, pull them through, just like threading any tag, and then very gently pull. We're pulling gently because we don't want to rip the tag, plus we all want them to go through nice and gentle, so we can just do a few at a time. Do the ones in the center, and then we go to the sides, and just take your time. And if you don't want all of them in there, you don't, but I really love a nice, full, fluffy, fibery, texture, textile-y kind of thing. I think with butterflies, the two just really go well together. It just makes it so ethereal and light and pretty and fluffy, and you get what I'm trying to say, I hope. So yeah. Once you pull it all through, you can take your scissors and trim a little bit. Some of them have probably a little extra in there, or not. You don't even have to trim it. I kind of like it all, you know, fat and fluffy and scruffy. It's just fun, right? You could give it a little fluff, and there we go. And if one is like really extremely much longer, I guess you could trim it. You could always look for little threads, give that a trim, keeping the ethereal, fluffy, give your little butterfly dreams a little thing, fluff your little butterfly. Although we got to put the back on. Now, before you put the back on, if this is going to be a gift, I highly recommend you write your message before you glue it down, right? So, you know, happy birthday, whatever. Of course, signature and the date is always important to me. A while ago, I didn't think to sign my books. and one of my buyers was like, please make sure you sign it. And I know with artwork that's very important, and so now I just make sure I always sign, always put the date. I think anybody receiving a handmade gift will appreciate that. And it just gives it a nice finished look. Okay, so I did that, and now we're going to attach the bottom or the backing to the tag. And what we want to do is we want to cover the lace bits here, and so we're going to go corner to corner. We're going to start with the bottom and work our way up. Now the Fabri-Tac is perfect for this because it gives you time, and I'll find it when this video is over for sure. But Fabri-Tac is the best because, you know, if you put the bottom on but you're a little off center here, you've got time to move it over. Using hot glue, you do and you don't. Like, you just kind of have to go a little faster. So I'm gonna have to use that because I want this to be nice and finished. I could use the Aleene's, but it's okay. So you're gonna run your glue along the bottom. You're gonna do corner to corner, and then before pushing it down, making sure it's covering all you want here on the bottom, and making sure you're lined up with the top, like so, then you can push it down. And that's just right. Now what we're gonna do, so we did the bottom, now we're gonna turn it over. This is how I finish all my tags. I flip it over, I lift this up, and if I know this is covering all of the white, I will put the glue on the white. And you can see here I've got like just a shred showing. I'm gonna try to see if I can get the paper over, but it's the back. It's okay if it's just, like I said, it's handmade. It's not, you know, if it was a lot, then we would redo it, but a little tiny shred like that I will leave. But it's a lot easier to glue down the card than it is the backing. Plus, if you get too much glue here and you push this down, it's all going to come onto the sides, and we don't want that. So because I know I have this little spot here, I'm going to go on the inside of the tag, and I'm going to start all the way down here at the bottom. I'm going to go around my fibers. I'm not going to glue the fibers. Just go in the shape of the tag. I gave myself about 1/4 of an inch, and then I'm going to press this down. I'm going to flip it back over and just give it a nice press. We go under our butterfly like so. And what I left for you all is cutting the sides of the tag, which can be really fun. This is like, for me, like in the beginning when I first started making tags, I could never get them straight. It drove me crazy. Then I bought the We Are Memory Keepers tag thing and kind of learned how to do it using that. And so now I don't stress out about it, but doing the tabs was like a fun part. So I left that part for you. Put these over there, and this, we don't need these. So I wanted you to go ahead and have the fun part of shaping the tag for the very end, the finale. Ta-da! And that is it. We are done. That is the completed tag. Now, if you have stickles or gold paint or glitter, I mean, any glitter will work if you want to make your butterfly even more sparkly. And I did, of course, and I'll just show you how to do that. It's so easy because this does all the work for you, these stickles. It comes in a pack of 3. This is called Stardust, and you can get it everywhere. Amazon, Michael's, yeah, and we're just kind of, you know, kind of following the lines. It's really wherever you want a little bit of a sparkle. And it doesn't have to be perfect at all. You can see I'm like doing kindergarten squiggles here, right? You could put a little extra where you had your centerpieces. You could put a little dot inside where the little rose is. You can put a little dot here on your fishtail. You can even make little dots if you want extra sparkles. It's really fun. You could go around the daisies, you could do the leaves. In my opinion, you know, it's just more is more when it comes to the glittering and the golding. Anyway, everyone, that is it. We're done. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave me comments if this is something that you want to see more of. Also regarding my channel, there's a few comments that I need to get to, and I will get to some of the most beautiful messages I've received regarding the Mary books. Yes, I will put a picture of the Mary statue that I finished painting. It's really beautiful. I love it. What else? Just thank you for following me along. If you're watching this video, like I said, these packs are in my shop right now, our little workshop. This will be the first. This is number 1. If you want more of these, let me know. I think I made 10 of these. I don't know if I mentioned that already, and that's all the supplies I had. But you can leave me a comment if you have any other questions. Follow me on Instagram at Under the Night Moon, and have a great rest of your day, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, bye for now.